Well, hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome in. I am Sweet Bobby, your lovable, cuddly host, and hope everybody is doing great. We appreciate you tuning in. Real traders never trade alone. They trade with their fellow nerds. We got Dwayne in the house, we got Rick in the house, and we got Vicky in the house. Rick, what was the Rick trade? Wasn't it a 20 wide point SPX trade that you did every day on the puts?
So basically, very very short DTE. It was every Monday you would trade for the Wednesday expiration. Wednesday you would trade for the Friday expiration. Friday you would trade for the Monday expiration. So the basic point was it was very short term, and you would sell like the 5 delta. I
Yeah.
hardly ever went over five. I hardly ever went over 5 to 7 delta
Hmm.
in that. And basically, it was for ES. It was primarily, I believe, it was a 20 wide.
Yeah. 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 Because you did really well with that, but I guess it probably stopped working at some point or something, didn't it?
Well, yeah, it did. I mean, when things get, it works well with low volatility. I mean, it's great. But when volatility is like it has been the past couple years, you can spike up 50 points in a day.
Yeah.
It was really a killer. I mean, so it doesn't work in today's environment.
Right. Gotcha. Well, I was sitting there thinking that put spread that I've been selling every Friday feels a lot kind of like that. It's a 7 day trade, 20 points wide. And I don't know, so far so good. But like you say, it only takes one to kind of put you in that house of pain. Really does. So thanks, Rick. So the market is up only 6 points on the E-minis. We're up 49 points on the NASDAQ. And most importantly, look at that VIX. VIX is at 15, y'all. 15.68. AD negative 83, even though the market is up, which might mean, I'm just saying this, it might mean if AD stays where it is. Now, AD high has been 288, but we've been making lows of the day. The low of AD not long ago, around 11:30, was negative 177. If we see this continue making lows and the market going up higher, then we might potentially see a reversal to the downside on the last 30 minutes of the day. May see a little bit of a sell-off on the day. That's just my opinion, right? VIX is really low. It's hard to sell any premium right now. I was thinking about doing something today. Let's look at our volume profile. Look at this. I've been sitting here going, boy, we are just tight as a tick right here. We are right at the point of control. Look at that. The most volume has traded here. We are at the 50% line. Say it ain't so, and it does not want to move out of this area. So if we had to guess at the end of the day, it might want to pull back to test some of this area right here where we've got this little void. Doubt it'll pull back that much though. I don't know. We're at 64.31 and that's 63.87 or so. That's probably wouldn't pull back to that amount today. It's really, really comfortable here. It's traded a lot of contracts and our point of control here. It is really comfortable at where it's at. So we're probably going to see some chop, 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 chop before we see any sudden movement at all. It looks bullish to me on the little screen here. Everything looks really bullish. We got those little candles, and I told you we would get bigger candles, and we've got bigger candles, and even these candles are bigger than what we were experiencing in this area. Isn't that cool? Then we got a doji, and then we got an up candle, and then I think we are just going up, 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 and up. Let's look and see how our little portfolio is doing today. So we're at $40 on the day, $45 on the day. We've got 3 111 trades. Everything looks really good, right? Just checking those out. Make sure they're fine. Days open, days to expiration. They're just looking at everything over here. Everything looks really, really good on those 3 111 trades. Then we've got our SPX trade, which is that I thought was similar to the Rick trade, 20 wide SPX. We got 4 days remaining in that to try to make us $120. So we're up $35 on that. And then Bill doing what Bill's doing, just going up, 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 and up. One thing I thought about doing is I was looking at some information from where I was paper trading a strategy back in 2020, in 2016, believe it or not. I keep all my records and stuff, and had a really successful strategy going. You said, well, Bobby, you've had a lot of successful strategies. How do you quit doing them? Well, we have something like August 5th come along, and I can't believe we didn't celebrate the anniversary of August 5th this year. Isn't that wild? We didn't even mention it on August 5th. Was August 5th on a weekend? What was that? August the 5th? No, it was on a Tuesday. We didn't even mention it last week. But you have something like that, like Rick was saying with the Rick trade. Rick trade worked really well, and then, it until it didn't. And so that's the problem with a lot of things that we do, right? Something does. But I was thinking about selling a little premium in MES. Tell you what I was thinking about doing. Let's say we've got 18 delta in our account. Our theta is 33, vega negative 35. And if we were to do something in here, I'd probably go maybe 45 days, 50 days here, and do maybe a 10 delta strangle. 10 delta strangle. Say right here, so I'll sell the 5,900 and 10 delta on the call side, 11 or 9. I'd probably do this one here. And that would bring us in $36, max profit $180. I think I'll sell one just to see what it does to our theta. My theta is 31. If I sell this for 36, I'm gonna let that work a while. I'm gonna let that work and see if we'll do a strangle there. So I'm not going to mess with the price. If it feels, it feels. We'll see on that. But what we did is back during 2016, I was doing a strangle every day, and I was doing it in the E-minis, and then I would watch my deltas. And basically, as a hedge, I would make sure that my deltas were negative and that they were twice as long as my vega. So, for example, if I have vega of negative 34, I would want my deltas to be negative 68. I would keep it the way, and that worked really well as kind of a hedge. That's before we knew about the Sweet Bobby hedge, though. So I thought that was kind of cool and neat way, and it did. I'll try to bring up the spreadsheet tomorrow and let y'all look and see how that really performed. But something like that might work in this environment. So I'm just going to play with it a little bit and see if that does. All right, let's look at our scalping for today. So scalping on the day, I have not had a losing day since back in June. I don't remember when it was. We didn't have a loser in July, and we've not had a loser in August yet. And I'm done for the day. We were going for $200, but I just didn't see it. The market was just really, really tight around that, like we said, around that point of control. Everything's just really, really tight. And I was proud to get $140 on that. I was going for 200. The only thing that I did different this day is I actually did 3 contracts instead of 2. So we would have had much less if we had done that. But everything's working really good. And I like my setup now. And some of y'all will probably laugh at the setup, but here's the setup, and it's as clean as I can make it. But we just have the UT bots that give the sell signs and the buy signs. Now, do I take every one of those? Absolutely not. But here was a great buy signal right here. And you see CCI was pointing up, MACD was down, but right here is where the MACD turned green. You see that? CCI is pointing up, and we go from a red environment to a momentum of green. This was the trade. Now, unfortunately, I got in back here. I got in here and had to go through the house of pain, and then we were able to exit up here for a profit. So that worked out nice. I wish I'd have held it though. Look at this. Look at that. So I like this, and if anybody wants this setup, just let me know. It's been working good for me though. I've been taking signals on the 15-second chart, these buy and sell signals, if everything kind of lines up. And again, if you'd like to scout with us, Muscadine Mafia members, I'll post a link every day in the Muscadine Mafia chat. If you are a Hello Ladies Game premium member, I will post a link on Tuesdays and Thursdays for y'all. And if you're a Ninja Nerd, I'll post a link on Wednesday for y'all. And everybody in the Discord will have a link on Friday where we can all scout together, which is kind of fun. And we start around 9:30, 10, depending if I got doctor appointments or whatever like that. But if you'd like to scout with us, it's really fun. And if you don't want to do it with real money, just set you up a paper account with Tradeabate. Real easy to do. All right, guys, good session today. I appreciate y'all being here, and I will see y'all tomorrow.